Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Hazeeq, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Moonriver. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. And before we get into the TA, I want to mention the donation link down below in the description. You know that there's a genocide going on right now, and you know where it's going on. And obviously the YouTube video is going to get shadow banned if I start mentioning names, but feel free to go into the description and feel free to support them in any way you can. And let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, as you can see, we do have a bit of a breakout here. We did cover this in the last video I did on Moonriver, I believe, but you can see we have a falling wedge, essentially a small falling wedge pattern. The target has been met already, and we are and then some. So essentially the target was all the way up here because that's where the wedge was created. You got tight in between the support and resistance, and eventually you broke out. Now there is another massive resistance level that we need to be breaking, which is this teal trend line or light blue trend line that we have been retesting since May 2023. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, around 10 touches. And hopefully with this impulsive move to the upside, we're going to be able to break above it and hopefully back test it as support. But if not, just break above in one strong impulsive move. I would be careful with swing trading this because history suggests that when Moonriver pumps, we could potentially see moves like these where we do 30 to 40% in a few weeks. So be careful when you're selling, unless you're looking to exit completely and you're treating this as a short to mid-term trade, that's fine. But if you're buying into Moonriver for the long term, be careful selling because you don't want to be left behind with your fiat while the prices are pumping. So that's something to understand, because I know sometimes greed and human emotions can come into play, and you just have to suppress them, and you have to stick to your plan, and you have to stick to to what you planned out in advance, because you need to have a plan in advance. You want to know where to buy, you want to know where you're planning to sell, and you want to stick to that plan, because if you deviate, things will go to shit. I can guarantee you that. Now, taking a look at the EMAs here, you can see we are about to print a bullish cross, which is when the 20 EMA crosses above the 55 EMA, and that's usually a good sign. On the daily chart, that's not that huge of a deal, because on the weekly, when we have the exact same thing playing out, that is when we have our bull market confirmation. That already happened on Bitcoin's price action chart. And once altcoins start doing the same on the weekly, then that is going to be a green light for you to potentially start buying in. And hopefully we're not going to be retesting these bear market lows. But even at the current prices, Moonriver is a great buy in my opinion. I do have a small bag, well, relatively small bag of Moonriver tokens. And my plan is to be selling somewhere around $100. We will be doing my exit strategies and exit plans for all the coins that I hold on Patreon, so feel free to check that out. We already did a few on there. The link is going to be down below in the description. But on the daily chart, there is nothing massive going on. Unless we start breaking some local highs and some resistance levels, there is really nothing that is giving away an uptrend, because for an uptrend, we need to be printing higher highs and higher lows. So far, there's nothing like that on the daily chart. So effectively, what we could do is we could run into the light blue resistance. We could retest this fib level at $4.70, and we could continue down from there. So as of right now, I can't tell you that the bear market bottom has been printed unless we start pumping and we start breaking resistance levels, and unless we start breaking above, at least we have to take out this June high. Once we do that, maybe we'll start thinking about potential targets to the upside again, but obviously we need to be taking out this February. Once we are above the February 2023 high, I would say we're most definitely not coming back down to those bear market lows. Until that happens, feel free to be dollar cost averaging into Moonriver. I don't think this project is a scam like some people think, but obviously be careful investing into low caps because this is a low cap project. Now let's take a look at the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon that's linked down below in the description. If you enjoy my content, you want to get more exclusive content, and you want to support me at the same time, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon because you're going to get a 7-day free access on my Patreon and an instant access to all of my content since October 2021, which is when I started. You'll get access to content like exclusive weekly podcasts, and we're starting to invite guests already. We have 40 plus low cap gem posts. We have a bunch of project reviews. We have a bunch of resources that are going to help you save time and make more money with this upcoming bull market. So this is definitely a great exchange of value for the both of us. And once again, there's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to check it out. You can leave anytime, and let's continue with the video. Jumping into the weekly, now we have a larger falling wedge pattern at play. As you can see, we have these two yellow trend lines that signify a falling wedge pattern, and the breakout from here would take us all the way up to $11.22, and that is exactly the February 2023 high that I was just talking about. So that is going to be our technical target. From where we are, that is approximately 163% to the upside. It's not a lot because of the market cap. I don't think it's going to take a long time for us to get back to those prices above $11. But certainly when we break above $11, that is going to be a very bullish sign. We do have a fib retracement set up on the chart from the swing high in February down to the swing low in December 2022. And we retraced below the 1.618 briefly. We didn't really get down to the capitulation target at $3.45, but we did test $4.30, and that was our target for quite a long time. When we broke down here in June 2023, I gave you this target immediately because that was the technical target based on this fractal here. And we have met that so far. We are kind of coming back up and retesting that as resistance. This is going to be a really decisive point for Moonriver actually, because we either get rejected here off of this yellow trend line and we get sent back down to the support, and then we have a breakout towards the end of the year, or we have a breakout right now. Because if both of those aren't going to happen, we're going to be getting a dump, and a dump is not something that you want to see for Moonriver because the community is already tired of the price action. A lot of people are turning away because of the dump, because of the token inflation, and I think if more sellers are going to come into the into the market, that is going to be not a very good sign. I'm not going to be selling at a loss, obviously, but you know, a dump from this potential bullish reversal pattern is not what I'm hoping for. I can't tell you what's going to happen because obviously I don't know what the future holds, but 75% of the time we do see a breakout from such a pattern, which is a falling wedge. So hopefully that's exactly what we are going to be getting. Now let's take a look at some of the oscillators here. The RSI is relatively low. There's nothing to be worried about with this indicator. The stochastic is very low as well. So these two are pointing towards a buy. And if you take a look at the price action and you just zoom out and see what this looks like, you know, you definitely don't want to be buying up here. But when we launched, a lot of people were piling in on this thing and they were buying here, they were buying here. And, you know, if your average buying price is still somewhere around, you know, $50 to $20, you definitely want to be buying more just so you can bring down that average buying price as much as possible. But that's pretty much it for this video. Not a lot to cover yet. Hopefully we're going to see a breakout, and by the time we have the next Moonriver video out on the channel, we'll be sitting somewhere at, you know, $8 to $9 to $10, hopefully. Thank you all for watching this video. Stay safe and have a great day.